Today, we're diving into a topic that affects every single one of us: money. But not just any aspect of money. We're talking about the sneaky, everyday habits that are silently draining your bank account. You might think you're doing everything right, but I bet at least one of these is affecting you right now. So, buckle up and get ready to discover the 10 silent money killers destroying your wealth, and more importantly, how to stop them. Let's kick things off with what financial experts call the latte factor. It's not just about coffee, folks. It's about all those small, seemingly insignificant purchases that add up over time. That $5 latte, the $10 lunch, or the $15 cocktail after work. They might seem harmless, but let's do the math. A $5 latte 5 days a week for a year adds up to $1,300. That's enough for a nice vacation or a significant boost to your investment portfolio. Here's what you can do. Track all your small expenses for a week. Identify the non-essential ones, cut them by half, and redirect that money into savings or investments. Remember, it's not about completely depriving yourself. It's about being mindful and making intentional choices with your money. Next up, a classic money mistake: only paying the minimum on your credit cards. This is a surefire way to stay in debt forever and waste thousands on interest. A $5,000 credit card debt at 18% APR with a minimum payment of $100 would take 6.5 years to pay off, and you'd end up paying an extra $3,000 just in interest. Instead, always pay more than the minimum. Use the debt avalanche method. Focus on the highest interest debt first. Consider a balance transfer to a 0% APR card and cut up the card until the debt is paid off. Remember, credit cards are not free money. They're a tool, and like any tool, they can be dangerous if misused. Now, let's talk about something that might surprise you: ignoring your 401k match. If your employer offers a 401k match and you're not taking full advantage, you're literally leaving free money on the table. It's like turning down a raise. Check your company's 401k policy. Contribute at least enough to get the full match, and choose low-cost index funds for long-term growth. Your future self will thank you for every dollar you save today. We live in a world of constant upgrades. New phone models every year, fast fashion, the latest car models. It's easy to fall into the trap of always wanting the newest and shiniest things. But here's the truth. This upgrade treadmill is an express train to Brokeville. Let's look at the cost of always upgrading your smartphone. Buying a new $1,000 phone every 2 years for 10 years would cost you $5,000. But if you invested that money instead at a 7% return, you'd have $7,600. That's a difference of $2,600. To get off the upgrade treadmill, adopt a use it up, wear it out mentality. Wait at least one generation before upgrading tech. Ask yourself, will this really improve my life? And put the money you save into investments instead. Remember, true wealth is built by acquiring assets, not liabilities. You've heard it before, but it bears repeating. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Not having a budget is like trying to navigate a ship without a map. You're bound to end up somewhere you don't want to be. Studies show that people who budget regularly have 50% more in emergency savings, 20% higher credit scores, and 15% less credit card debt. To start budgeting effectively, track all income and expenses for a month, categorize your spending, set realistic goals for each category, use the 50/30/20 rule: 50% needs, 30% wants, 20% savings, and review and adjust monthly. Remember, a budget isn't about restriction, it's about intention. It's telling your money where to go instead of wondering where it went. We've all been there. After a tough week at work, you think, I deserve to treat myself. And while self-care is important, this mentality can quickly spiral out of control. The problem is, we often treat ourselves with things that hurt our financial health in the long run. Let's look at an example. Treating yourself to a $200 shopping spree once a month adds up to $2,400 annually. If you invested that money at a 7% return over 10 years, you'd have $33,500. That's a lot of money for temporary happiness. To combat this, find free or low-cost ways to reward yourself. Set a strict treat budget, delay gratification by waiting 24 hours before any non-essential purchase, and reward yourself with experiences, not things. Remember, true self-care includes taking care of your financial future. In the age of social media, it's easier than ever to fall into the trap of comparing ourselves to others. But here's a little secret. Those picture-perfect Instagram lives often come with a mountain of debt. Studies show that 40% of Americans spend money they don't have just to keep up appearances. This leads to increased stress, higher debt, less savings, and lower overall life satisfaction. To break free from this cycle, unfollow accounts that make you feel inadequate, practice gratitude for what you have, set financial goals based on your values, not others, and remember that wealth is what you don't see: savings, investments, financial security. True wealth is having the freedom to live life on your own terms, not impressing others. How often do you actually read the terms and conditions? Those tiny details can hide some serious money traps. From subscription services that auto-renew to credit cards with sneaky fees, not reading the fine print can cost you big time. For example, a free trial that automatically converts to a paid subscription can cost you hundreds before you even notice. To protect yourself, always read the terms and conditions. Set reminders for when free trials end. Regularly review your subscriptions and cancel unused ones. And don't be afraid to negotiate fees with service providers. Remember, knowledge is power, especially when it comes to your money. Life is unpredictable. Cars break down, roofs leak, jobs are lost. Without an emergency fund, these surprises can send you into a financial tailspin, often leading to high-interest debt. Studies show that 40% of Americans can't cover a $400 emergency expense without borrowing. Don't be part of that statistic. To build your emergency fund, start small. Aim for $1,000 initially. Gradually build up to 3 to 6 months of expenses. Keep it in a high-yield savings account and only use it for true emergencies. Remember, an emergency fund isn't just about money. It's about peace of mind. Our final money killer is perhaps the most dangerous: not investing for the future. Whether it's for retirement, a home purchase, or your kids' education, investing is crucial for building long-term wealth. Let's look at the power of compound interest. Investing $500 per month at a 7% return would give you $86,000 after 10 years, $260,000 after 20 years, and a whopping $567,000 after 30 years. To start investing wisely, start early. Time is your biggest asset. Educate yourself about different investment options. Consider low-cost index funds for long-term growth, and regularly review and rebalance your portfolio. Remember, the best time to start investing was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. There you have it, folks. The 10 silent money killers that might be destroying your wealth right now. But here's the good news. Now that you know about them, you have the power to stop them. Remember, building wealth isn't about making huge changes overnight. It's about making small, consistent improvements over time. Start with 1 or 2 of these areas and gradually work your way through the list. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay updated with more financial wisdom from Business Edition.